Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you for joining us once again. And as we always like to start out in the spirit of love and kindness, please slow down, listen to one another, be kind to one another, be supportive of one another. Rosetta and I believe through love, all things are possible. We just have to slow down and know that that is true.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Gloria, for that. And hi, everyone. How are you doing? If you're returning, thank you. And if you're new, welcome to our channel. And we just want to remind everyone before we get going, if you like our videos, please hit the thumb icon. Don't forget, we would love it if you could subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification so you'll be the first to be notified when our chats are ready to be viewed. Okay, Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea, and the tea we're drinking today is by a company called Organic India. We like this company a lot.
Yes.
And it's the Tulsi Lemon Ginger. It says stress relieving and reviving.
Amen to that.
Caffeine free herbal supplement. And the ingredients here are proprietary organic blend, organic ginger, organic tulsi, holy basil blend, holy basil, East Indian blend, organic lemongrass leaf, and it says other ingredients, organic lemon flavor.
Yes.
So there you have it.
Don't you love that word organic? You get to hear it a lot with this company.
We love it, and this company does so many that we love, so this is just another one in their line. And we've had it seeping, so
Yes.
give it a try. It always smells so good when it comes out of their little packets that they put in. So we're just gonna like that.
Amazing.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love it. You can taste the lemon, taste the ginger. It's perfect for this day, even though the sun was out. The sun is out a bit, so it's nice. It's not as cold as it's been, which is nice. So I like it. Very good.
Yes. So we hope that you are also enjoying the teas, and we would love for you to comment below and share with us if you are, if you love a brand like we do, Organic India, and you're like, everything in the line is really good, you won't be disappointed, it's natural, it's organic, comment below so we can check it out. We would love to.
Yes.
So as we always start out, our thoughts and prayers go out to the universe. There's lots of crazy things going on in the world, and we just want to be kind and loving and supportive of all. My minister, she always says that based on the beginning in the Bible, it says in the beginning, God breathed life into man. And so her philosophy is God is in everything. So she's always like, be kind to the ants. And I'm like, no. So I've tried to become more thought related to universal practice versus individuals. So that's why we always send our thoughts and prayers to the universe for a better life for all. So this is one day, normally this would be the end of February, the end of Black History Month. However, we have leap year this year. And so tomorrow, the 29th, will be the last. So for this last chat of February, we just wanted to highlight a couple of more women who've done some really great things. So the first one is Shirley Chisholm. And a lot of people might not know her name, but in 1972, she ran for presidency as the Democratic, one of the Democratic candidates.
Yeah.
She didn't make it all the way to being the selected one. However, she did run. And she was doing quite well. So even though we all think of Hillary as the first, there have been other women who have stepped up to support the United States. So Shirley Chisholm was one. Harriet Tubman, she was a slave, and she escaped slavery. Now, most people would be like, whew, thank God, been there, done that, I'm so grateful to God that I'm alive and I'm safe, and I'm going to build my new life in the free land that I'm in. However, she decided to go back and help others. So she made 13 missions to go back to the South to save, approximately 70 enslaved people, to bring them to freedom. She brought men and women and, even children if she felt it was safe. And she had like narcolepsy, so she'd be just running and then she'd just fall out. So she would sometimes sleep in the trees so that if they were looking for her, they wouldn't find her on the ground asleep. So that's another Black American who is known for doing some really
Well, what
good
if she
work.
fell asleep when she was in the trees? Would
Well,
she just fall down on the
Well,
ground?
no, apparently she found a way to secure herself and she
Oh,
would
okay.
just sleep on. But I mean, it's really funny. And back in the day, there's this show called The Housewives of Atlanta. And one of the housewives, her grandfather, was affiliated with the Underground Railroad.
Mm-hmm.
And they took her in Atlanta on a tour. And they had like little holes in the floor.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, is that so the steam could come out of the railroad?" And everybody looked at her like, "Come on now." That was just a fictitious verbiage for they had a path. And,
Oh, wow.
and that was the Underground Railroad. It wasn't a physical Underground Railroad.
Right. It was them hiding.
Yes, and they would know where to go, where to sleep, how to move people around.
Wow.
So, oh, Portia, you were so cute when you did that. I thought, oh my God, she needs to get a history lesson. But Harriet Tubman was a very, very special woman. And then the last one that I want to celebrate is our ex-First Lady, Michelle Obama. She graduated from Princeton University and Harvard Law
Yes, she
School.
did.
And she was our first lady from 2009 to 2017. And even now that she has retired from that capacity, she is still doing things to help. When she was in the White House, she was focused on children and their eating programs,
Right.
and how to teach them how to eat better.
And grow your own food
Yes.
in the garden.
Yes, and we could all learn to do that. If I didn't live by a field, I would have a huge garden, but I have raccoons and skunks and squirrels and birds, and so they would be like, "Oh, you put that out there for me."
Yeah,
Like,
so
no.
I miss Michelle,
Yes.
and I really loved seeing her. Every time she came on the TV or any kind of social media, there's always something that was going on with her that was trying to help other people.
Yeah.
So
Always loving,
Yeah.
kind, and helpful. So, Michelle, we love you, and we're still very grateful that you were our First Lady for 8 years.
Yep.
Yes. So, our central focus of this, season is talking about how to help our children. And I was just mortified by something that I just learned. So, there is a hospital in Chicago called the Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago. And, it's a children's hospital, so it's taking care of our young. And on January 31st, they were hacked, cyber hacked. And they said if you want access to your information, you have to pay. The sad thing is that it took out the phones, computers, patient records. It forced the hospital to either cancel or delay life-critical procedures. And it's under investigation by the FBI. I just think it's a horrible thing to do anything harmful to a child. Children are our greatest resource. And we as adults have got to learn how to put their best interest forward and not your best interest.
Well, if you think about it, people that cyber hack places, or just people that don't have any regard for anyone else who do bad things, they don't care if it's an adult or a child.
Right.
So to reason with them is going to be a lost cause, because they have mental issues.
Yeah.
And they don't really care who they're targeting.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really sad. So they have been working very hard to recreate their information. And one of the things that I do is I use zip drives. So if someone hacks my computer, it's like, you can have it. I have, we have a company here called Best Buy. And they have I guess you would call it an offering called Geek Squad.
Yes.
And so we put everything under Geek Squad. So we just, one time, one of our computers got hacked, and we were talking to the young man. We, of course, we went right in with the laptop, and he goes, "Did you reply?" And we're like, "No." And he goes, "Just delete the message and ignore it." So sometimes just being more aware, being very, very cautious of our children and what our children are doing. I think you will be pleasantly surprised that everything that looks chaotic isn't always chaotic. So hopefully the FBI will find out who's doing that. So you would have to be under a rock to not have heard everything that's going on with Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Rosetta and I, a few months ago, we even started talking about where is she, what she's doing, how's she doing. And now we're starting to learn. There were 4 shows put out over the weekend, 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. And what a lot of the communication was, Wendy's not doing very well. I never realized it, but if you put everything together, it makes sense. She lost her dad. She lost her mom.
Right.
She got a divorce from her crazy husband,
who had an affair and had a child with another woman.
Yes, out in public with this other woman,
Yeah.
buying her a Maserati, just throwing it all in Wendy's face, because a lot of that income came from Wendy. Okay.
Yeah, because he was her manager at the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So he did that. Then after that happened, she takes her son to Florida to school. A lot of her family lives in Florida, so it wasn't like he was there alone.
Right.
Because at first I was like, why are you sending your child so far away? But I guess also New York to Florida isn't that far.
Right.
Like from us,
It is far.
It seems like
but
it's a
there,
long
it's not
way.
because it's East Coast.
Right. So then her son goes away, and then the creme de la creme, she lost her show. So initially it appears that she, if you know her history, she started out doing coke back in the day because she worked the graveyard shift.
Right.
So she had to do something to keep herself awake. So she was doing coke crazy wild, and then she would talk about people and people would be like, I'll see you when you get off the show, that kind of thing. She had to really, be okay with what she was doing. So she was like, I got to be alert. And so she's like, I'll just do a line and we can keep going. And then, she cleaned all that up. And even when she first started her show, or the TV show, she talked about her previous addiction. Well, when those 5 things happened to her, she started drinking. Like they said, she drank maybe a couple of bottles of wine a day. And I was just, you're watching something and it's like a train wreck, and the train is going to wreck, and you don't want to look, but you can't turn away. Some of what was being shared, because I love the fact that she is a strong woman in her own way. Like she would say, so-and-so is doing something with so-and-so. And then she'd go, allegedly. Mm-hmm. She goes, I don't know. She goes, I do that because the lawyers tell me to do it.
Right.
Because in her conviction, if she knew it to be fact, it was fact. And so there's the drinking. There's, like they show her going places. She loves her some Louis Vuitton. She had on some Louis Vuitton shorts. And I was like, wow, Wendy. Those are, she's lost so much weight. She was never a big girl, She morphed her body the way she wanted. She bought her some girls, she had some lipo. She did different things. And like one of the parts of part 1, she was talking to somebody and she goes, you want
me to show you?
You want me to show you? And she grabs it and they're like, no, we believe you, I just think it was more than she could just handle. It was just too much loss, back to back to back.
Well, we only watched the first part
Right.
of the show. There's 3 more parts to it. She actually did come on the show, her Wendy Williams show, and she actually did bravely say that she was
Yeah.
in a sober house, right?
Right.
So she did come out, and people knew that she was trying to
Right.
get better and do what
Right.
she could.
And she told everybody, I'm not doing drugs.
Right.
She never said I'm drinking 2 bottles of booze.
Well, she never. Yeah.
And she likes vodka. That was the other thing that you learned in part 1. She likes vodka, and
And the thing, these are a few things that I got from part 1 was I didn't quite understand.
Right.
Number 1 is, why was she the last to know that she was going off air?
Yes.
That does not make sense. Who was her manager? Well, we know who her manager was.
Well, her ex-manager. And
Right.
did she ever replace? I think she did replace her manager with one of her friends.
Right.
Or because there was a guy that he would say to her, Wendy, is that what you really think?
Right, exactly.
And then remember, she said, come to me, and he walked over there and she hugged him, So she was emotional.
Yeah, why wouldn't Wendy be the first to know she was going
wouldn't
off
the producer
air?
sit her down
Yes,
and
exactly.
and say, Wendy, something's going on with you and your health. So until we can get this under control, we're going to have to back off the show a little bit. Because to me, there was never any distinction of how it went from the Wendy Williams show to the Sherry Shepherd show.
Right. So we don't know what happened there.
We got 3 more shows to find out. It was
just really weird.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 things was, the one, her eyes. I noticed that they got more googly as time went on.
Yeah, that's her thyroid
That's
problem.
her thyroid problems, but it's got, because she doesn't wear makeup. Sometimes when she doesn't wear makeup, it really is
if
very,
she doesn't have those fake
prominent.
Eyelashes on, I think those eyelashes actually weigh down her lids a little bit.
Yes, they cover up a bit of her eyes like that. Yeah.
Because she looks like, she's like bucking her eyes.
Right, so that's that. And then her lymphedema, which she had.
And when she showed her feet.
What was her feet like? Looked a bit, it's all wrinkly kind of.
Well, it's not just a wrinkly, they're black.
They're black. You know why? Because it's what happens is her body needs to be drained. She needs
those things that she wears.
Well, she needs, those are compression socks or whatever she has.
But
compression.
Did you hear the machine that's running them?
She has the machine. Yeah, she has the machine. Because remember,
right,
a while ago, last year, the year before, we did some research on that, and we saw her. She actually showed on Instagram with her sitting on her couch with her legs up, having to do the what is it? Some drain, whatever it was.
Whatever the machine that she has to do to take the excess water off of her.
Yeah, it's the drainage. So but I did some research on this thing.
Right.
And I've noticed they said that a lot of people get lymphedema when they have cancer.
Right.
And have you noticed that? Because I've noticed that their legs start to be like tree trunks.
Right.
And then you start to see like black and blue and everything and reddish. And then they have these compression socks that they wear.
Right.
And they said that you could do lymph drainage.
Right.
But you have to do that all the time to drain out your your lymph nodes. So she said it's not curable, but you have to maintain whatever things you're doing, that it will never like all of a sudden go away.
Right.
So what she's doing, and I can only imagine how painful it must be.
Yeah.
Because she would come out with these beautiful like dresses on, and then she'd be wearing tennis shoes.
Yeah, she couldn't wear pumps anymore. Right. She had to go to flats. And then the other thing that was, I know it had to be heartbreaking for her, was, and she didn't seem to mind. Well, it was when she's talking and she's like, well, you want to see him? You want to see and she pulls them off. And they looked almost like elephant skin, where it has the wrinkles and it's the grayish.
Yeah, it's I couldn't quite understand. I mean, I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, I know sometimes when people, like one time my mom had some medication they gave her, and her legs and her feet started to swell, and I was like, what is this? I mean, it happens really fast, and it wasn't the medication for her, and luckily we were able to take her off. And I always think, when you're rich, because remember, when she would get sick, she'd say, "Oh, I called Oz."
Right.
But see, Dr. Oz is kind of cray-cray now too.
Well,
so
yeah.
so I don't know if she's still going to see him.
Oh, probably not.
However, a lot had to happen for them to establish a conservatorship, which is what we're going to see in 2 and 3 and 4.
Right.
To take away her control.
Access
because
to any money.
Yeah, because in number 1, she says, I don't have access to my own money. And if you think it can't happen to you, if it happened to me, it can happen to you.
It can happen to you. So, yeah, we don't really know what's happening to her money.
Yeah. So. Well, it's like to protect her. That's what the state of New York, that's the view, is to protect her. But the family is not believing it. And, since this started, because some people were able to watch all 4, it's, to me, I think because I have such love and affinity for her, I couldn't keep going. I was just so sad.
Well, it's even just watching part 1 is a lot to take in, because you see her, her personality is going from here to here to here, and then you see her just all of a sudden break down crying, or she's just completely out of it. She doesn't even know what she's saying. She's out in
public and she takes her little wig off, and I'm like, wow. I tell you, one thing I also learned, and I was very touched, was Black China, because her and Black China used to fight back in the day.
Yeah.
And Black China went to see her, and Black China told her, she's like, "I'm here for you." She's like, "I love you." And they embraced, and I just thought, Black China, God's going to bless you, because that was just sweet love and kindness.
That was in part 1?
Yeah.
So it's funny, because I didn't watch part 1 on Hulu Plus Live. You've got to pay for that. I didn't watch on Lifetime, which is on. I kind of watched it on someone that kind of like got it on YouTube, and it wasn't really quite the original high quality original.
And she didn't just do that to.
So they didn't show. I didn't see that part.
Yeah,
I must have missed that part.
Well, it's like a glimpse of it, but I'm sure they're going to repeat it in 2. And that's one of the things, is they show us stuff, and then they go off and do something else, and then they rope back around and show it again.
Because it keeps going back and forth, which is kind of weird. It's
sometimes it's kind of hard to follow. The thing also is, Wendy, like, she loved tulle, and so when she came back after she took her last little stay, and remember, she had that orange tulle on when she got to the studio?
Yes.
And when you're seeing her, at least so far, she's not wearing stuff like that. She's wearing these weird boots. I don't know, like leg warmer boots kind of thing. Right. And what else did she do? Sometimes she has on makeup, sometimes she doesn't. But like, I love, you can tell that she's still in there, because she'll say something and she'll go, So our Wendy is in there, and Rosetta and I, we're with you. We love you. We want you to heal, and we're gonna watch the other ones, and
Well, her niece went on to the View show, but from what I gather, as of today, she's doing slightly better, because all those this docu-series was filmed a while. I don't know when it was filmed, but it wasn't filmed today.
Right.
So she is slightly better than she was when what they show her in the show.
They actually have a diagnostic for her. She has aphasia and dementia.
She has dementia is big, because they're saying that her alcohol is inducing the dementia.
Right.
And that's because alcohol is very inflammatory to your body and your brain.
Right. And Bruce Willis has the same thing. Now, Bruce is around his family, and, they keep really close tabs on him. The bad thing with Wendy is, also when they show her penthouse, that thing is huge. I mean, for her and 2 cats.
Yeah.
It's just too big. It's too much. And then I know that they are going to continue to work on this. However, the good news of the moment is that the medical care that she is now receiving is starting to pay off. and they said that there are glimpses of the old Wendy coming back.
I'm glad.
Yes.
And we'll be watching the other
Yes.
parts, and we'll be doing more
Yes, well,
more talkings of what's happening.
yes.
But if you like Wendy William and you've watched, we'd like to know, what do you
Yes.
think so far? We've only seen part 1.
Yes.
So what do you think? And give us some feedback on your thoughts on Wendy, and what was shocking that you saw.
Yeah, what were I call them the drop the mic moments.
Right.
There were things that would happen and I go, oh my God, but Wendy, one of the things I love about her is she talks her talk.
Yes, she does.
So we'll keep you attuned as we learn more. We will share more.
And you keep us attuned if you learn anything different.
Yes, please. So something different happened this weekend. We kept hearing the SAG Awards are coming. The SAG Awards are coming. Well, they were on Netflix.
Yes.
So if you didn't have a Netflix account, you were kind of like out of luck. And the thing that was really interesting is it was live. So they did the preliminary, the red carpet portion.
Yes.
And then they did the actual SAG Awards.
With no commercials.
None.
Yes, it was. I really loved it.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes.
It was great.
For me, it kept the momentum going toward the Oscars. The same films won. The same actors won. What part did you like? And because
Okay, go ahead.
The one thing that I loved was Barbara Streisand received the what is that? Life Achievement Award.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes.
Yeah, and I always like it when before they give her the award, they do clips of all the things that she's done, and it really reminds me, wow, this lady is amazing.
She's done a lot.
So talented. I can't even remember all those things that she's done.
Yeah, not just singing, but her movies. I mean, I think she was as well as a actress as she was a singer.
Yeah, she's amazing, and I can't believe it took all this time
to be recognized.
But what I did like about this SAG Award is that they gave awards for ensembles.
Yes.
Which I really liked, ensembles of different casts.
Yes.
And that was surprising because they don't do that in any of the other award shows. And
they did them for movies as well as TV movies.
TV as well as movies.
Yes.
But one thing that kind of, I don't know, have you seen The Bear?
No, I've heard a lot about it.
So one thing that kind of is annoying is that they should have won awards, but I don't believe that they should have won it for their category that it was in. It was for comedy. It definitely is not a comedy. If you see The Bear, and my son always says, you know what my son says? He says, they cheated. That's why they got the award, because they put themselves in a category that was not comedy, so they would win it.
But my thing is, okay, isn't The Bear the chef one, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, restaurants are not normally funny because
it's not funny whatsoever.
It's the pressure and the stress of trying to.
It's not funny whatsoever. So that is what that really annoyed me about that. So and they keep winning for this because that's the category that they're placed in. So I don't know if anyone watching knows why they're in that category. Comment below because I'd like to know, because it's far from being a comedy.
Yes.
And there was the outstanding performance for stunts. Did you see that?
Yes.
The stunts, and they were, on stunt ensemble in motion picture Mission Impossible.
Tom Cruise.
And stunt ensemble in TV series was The Last of Us.
Yes.
But I haven't seen The Last of Us, so I don't know what stunts they did on that. So.
I tell you, Tom going off that mountain on that motorcycle. I mean, even just thinking about it, I get nervous. My hands are like, oh my God, please don't let him die.
Yeah.
Because he does his stunts. He does not like a stunt double. In most of his movies, he makes sure whatever skills are required, that the actors and actresses learn that skill.
Right.
Because he wants it to be authentic.
Well, one time he did injure himself, so they had to take a break for a while.
Yes. Yeah. I think it was Mission Impossible. He broke his leg?
One of them, yes. One of them he did. That's right. I think he was running across a building or something, and you're right. So
and he clipped his foot, and I
Yeah.
was like, ow.
yeah,
So Oppenheimer won for outstanding performance by a cast or ensemble. Cillian Murphy, outstanding male actor. Lillian Gallstone, Killers of the Flower Moon.
I want to see that. I think
do
it's
too.
an amazing. It looks like an amazing
And
film.
she is such a sweet soul.
Yes.
I mean, I loved her. Outstanding supporting actor Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Female actress Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. And I tell you, you can just see her emotions when she does her acceptance speeches.
Right. Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like she never thought any way humanly possible she would be on a stage wearing beautiful dresses giving an acceptance
Yeah,
speech.
she was amazing in that film. And I always say that after the Oscars, when they, you know, because some people haven't seen some of the
Right.
films, they always re-release them
Yes.
in the cinema. So
Yes.
hopefully the Holdovers and other films will come on. You can go
Yes.
get, because I've seen the Holdovers, really good.
Yes.
So you need to go and watch it because
Yes.
it's very good.
Well, Oppenheimer just came on. It's either on Netflix or Prime. It's on one of them right now.
Right.
And so, you know, because everybody that saw it, they were like, it's a long movie.
It is long. I saw it. It's long.
Yes. So I'm gonna try and see as many of the movies that I can before the Oscars.
So you should do it on a weekend during the daytime. That's
Yes.
the best time to watch Oppenheimer, not
Yeah.
at nighttime.
She goes, you'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to work on that. Let's see. Drama show. So these are television shows and ensembles. Was Succession. It's their finale season and they're winning all these awards. Like Rosetta was saying, outstanding comedy is The Bear. Outstanding male in television movie was Stephen Yen
For beef.
for Beef. And then the female Ali Wong.
Ali Wong.
Oh, I loved her dress with all those
It was so nice. Have you seen Beef? It's on Netflix.
No.
You need to watch it. Oh
Okay.
my God, it's
Okay, so
yeah.
well, I like Ali. I love her acceptance.
It was well deserved. She was
Yes.
amazing in that.
Good. So I'm gonna do Beef, and I gotta do Bear. I got a lot to do. And then outstanding male actor in a drama series was Pedro Pascal in The Last of Us. Outstanding female in a drama series was Elizabeth Debicki in The Crown. Outstanding male actor comedy series was Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. And my girl Ayo, Idibri for The Bear. So The Bear is doing really well.
Yeah, The Bear has done very well.
Yeah.
And we I don't know what season it's in, but we've been watching it, but we haven't even got through season 1 yet. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, you know, when it first started, you know, I love cook shows, HGTV cook shows. Oh my God, I love cook shows, especially with the kids, because to see a child make a beautiful cake or something, I really love it.
yeah,
I'm all in.
I love that. Yeah.
And so I was looking to watch it, but then they were like mean and nasty, and I thought, this is too much information for what they do in the kitchen. I'm okay. However, every time I hear something about it, and you know, the common theme is yes, chef, no chef. You know, when you're in the kitchen, you honor the head chef by always greeting them that way. So I'm like you, I'm going to go back and check it
Yeah,
out.
go and watch it. Yep.
Go check it out. So that was pretty much everything that I got from, you know, the SAG Awards.
Yeah, I like it. I like the Screen Actors Guild.
Right.
So it's being recognized by other actors and
Right.
actresses, which is nice.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
they had the people's choice, so we gave our opinion, and now this was the opinion of their peers. I think that is really good, and that I'm sure touches their hearts.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know how we were talking back in the day about shrinkflation? You know, like if, say, back in the day, this meant what we have 18 bags, it might have been 25 bags. So So what they've done is on some cases, they've left the containers the same, but the content inside is different. Well, we have fast food places all over the world. And there's one called Wendy's. So Wendy's has come up with a new concept called surge pricing. Now they're trying to clarify this because people are like, I'm never going to Wendy's again. Y'all crazy. So they're saying in 2025, their intention was, say that you go to Wendy's and their French fries are just flying out the restaurant. They are going to increase that price on those fries, maybe 50 cents, maybe $1. But you could go across town and there's nobody over at that Wendy's and the price will be the same.
No, I think it's all across the board, right? All Wendy's.
Well, what they said is it depends if it's
on
just
the busy
on local.
Times.
Yes, the busy times, and this is technology and infrastructure. So they have to. That's why it's not this year. They have to build the connectivity, because if my Wendy's is pumping salads out and your Wendy's is pumping French fries out, that has nothing to do with surge, because they're unique. So what they have to do is they have to build a system that says, I have 3,000 restaurants. What's most popular at the restaurant?
And it's probably going to be more like lunchtime.
Right.
Lunchtime or breakfast, if they have breakfast, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be dinner. Back in the day, Wendy's was a very good go-to because they never freeze their meat. It's cooked fresh. And I mean, you can see the lettuce. You didn't have to look at the little thin thing. It's like, oh, it's real lettuce, real tomatoes. So it was really, really good. And with the, when they went through the shrinkflation, they used to have nice giant buns. Now they use the baby buns. They put the ingredients inside. They're smaller, but it's the same thing. So if it's a bacon burger, it's bacon and, the hamburger patty and lettuce and tomatoes and pickles. You can have condiments or no condiments. Now they're trying this out, and just in theory, and people are like, nope.
Well, I was thinking about this. What they really should do is have people call ahead or place your order ahead of time.
Right.
So if you know you're going to go to Wendy's for lunch, let's say you want a burger or a meal deal at Wendy's, place your order online.
Right.
And you still get that price of when you place the order, like at 10 a.m.
Right.
But it'll be cooked for lunchtime. So that will help people. But if you just walk in during lunchtime, 12 o'clock,
right,
then you get that increased price.
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking they should do.
Right. Well,
call it in.
Yeah, they definitely have to figure it out, because if they mess this up, they're going to be out of business.
Yeah, I haven't been to Wendy's in decades. I've only been a few times. I don't really go to Wendy's because there's not as many Wendy's around.
Yeah, I have one not too far from my house, and my favorite Wendy's is the one in Campbell off of Winchester in front of Lenardi's.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's because it's so close to Lenardi's, but the salads are amazing.
Okay.
So they have really good salads, and like if you order a burger, you don't have to get fries. You can get apple wedges or.
So what happens when they start doing this, right? And then nobody goes,
right?
And then Burger King or McDonald's or whatever Carl's Jr. gets popular,
right?
Then they can't increase the prices.
No. And they will have shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot because people are going to know about this.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, well, I don't really have to go to Wendy's. There's other places that serve burgers. Burger King, McDonald's, whatever is out there.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how it plays out. But I think it's just a pretty stupid idea. To me, I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and at first they came out and they were so proud of it. And now they're like, hold on, we have to do more research. You should have done the research before
it came out on the news.
Yes. So like I shared with you, tomorrow is leap day. And so it is 229. It only happens once every 1,461 days. It's not every year. Could you imagine you were born on the 29th?
Yeah.
You tell people I'm 6. They'd be looking at you like, no, you're older than 6. But it only happens, what is that, 1461? Is that like 4 years, once every 4 years?
But I always wondered what happens when you were born on the 29th.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate on the 1st, or how does that work?
Or the 28th. Yeah.
you're still 1 year older.
Right.
I guess you can celebrate whenever you
But,
want.
you know, like a lot of people, you know, leap children, they think it's funny to say that, oh, I'm 4 and they're 16.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's just really cute. So some companies are doing some things to highlight. So Krispy Kreme, I mean, I'm like, when was the last time I was even in a Krispy Kreme? That was when I was in corporate
Oh
America.
my God! When it first came out, remember?
Yes.
We used to
When they
love
see the
going.
hot-
Yes, we used to love going in there when my son was younger
Yes.
and watching them make the Krispy Kremes
Yes.
and it flipping over and putting the glaze on it.
Yes, and most of the time they would give you a free one. You know, if you were in there, like I would go to pick up the ones for my company. And so they're like, oh, we're working on your order. You know, they're coming off right now. And I'd be like, oh my God, they're hot.
And I would wait for the sign when it said
They're
hot.
hot.
So we would go. And I remember there was only one, and that was in Union City. The
That's
first
right.
one that opened. We'd drive all the way. And
Yeah.
we'd be like, does it sign say hot? Does it say hot?
Yeah. And if it didn't say hot, we'd go inside and say, how long before you start cooking them? They're like, oh, we're getting ready to do a new batch. And the hot sign would come on and you'd be a happy person. So if you buy a dozen, you get the second dozen for $2.29, $2.29 leap
Oh.
day. If you like Chipotle, if you place an order online or use their app, they will give you a side of guacamole tomorrow for free.
Yeah.
If you, who is it? Oh, Wendy's is offering, they have this thing called a Cinnabon pull apart. So it's like, it's in a little cup and it's like, you know, the
Cinnabon?
Cinnabon, yes, the Cinnabons that's in the mall.
Right.
It's like that, but it's at Wendy and you can pull the little pieces
Okay,
apart.
and what are they doing for that?
They're giving one free.
Oh, okay, one for each.
Yeah,
you don't
tomorrow.
No purchase necessary.
Well, of course you have to buy something.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah,
you
they're not
never
gonna give
know,
it.
right?
Yeah, and then even Staples is getting into it. They're doing 29,000 free passport photos tomorrow. So I don't know if you have to go online to register, but if you need a new passport picture, you know.
Oh, too bad I don't need one.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna mine renews soon, so I'm gonna definitely be looking into that. But you know, before you go out tomorrow, just Google. Leap year activities.
Leap year promotions.
Yes, what's free
Company
today?
promos or something.
Yes, and I'm sure you'll find some good things like we did. So the weather in Northern California continues to be a little strange. We go from cloudy to bright sun. However, it's still cold. For California, it is still cold.
Well, today's not too bad.
Yeah, yesterday it turned into a nice day. It's really funny because they'll say it's going to be cloudy, and that day we have sun. And then when they say it's going to be sunny, then we get the clouds. Now this pattern, the last one, has moved into the central part of the country. And Chicago, oh my God. They said that Chicago is going to be 73 degrees. However, with the wind chill factor, it's going to be 15.
Oh. What?
So that means it's bright and sunny and hot. Yet if you get near the wind, you're going to be freezing. You know, the one that's there is now moving on towards the East Coast. And those weather patterns are just getting to be ridiculous. There are places here in California, we may get up to like 62. Yesterday, I think we hit 68. They are in their 70s and 80s. And I'm like, what is New York and New Jersey and Maine and all those places all warm and we're freezing? So if you don't believe in global warming, you should, go outside and see what the weather's like and think about the norm. We have to take care of Mother Nature. In addition, there are tornadoes that were in Texas and they started fires. You know how we always have fires here in California? And it's just a glaze of fires. It looks like half of Texas is on fire. And the most important thing right now is there's a nuclear plant in Texas and the fire is getting close. So they have to figure out how to mitigate the fire and the plant coming together, because that would be catastrophic. So, do you have normal weather where you are? Is it hot? Is it cold? What's going on? Comment below. Let us know.
Exactly.
Yes. Did I forget anything before we go into our?
No.
No. So, fun part for us, we get to tell you a little bit about who we are. So, my name's Gloria Webb Williams. My company is Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural. I'm an all-natural mineral makeup manufacturer right here in Santa Clara, California. And today, I want to talk a little bit to my girlfriends, ladies 50 and above. So, as we age, they tell, we've been told all our lives, oh, that's inappropriate for a woman your age. You shouldn't do that, I was talking to a lady, and I think she was 68, 69, and she wanted to buy a bright green eyeshadow. And so we're sitting there, and she's like, I don't know, people might not, and she's a minister in the pulpit, and she's like, I don't know if my parishioners would like, my eyeshadow. And I said to her, do you like it? Because if you like it, they will love it. If you embody it, they will love it. So there is a makeup person, LaBelle, and LaBelle says that shimmer eyeshadows, highlighters, bold lips, and bright cheeks are amazing for older women. Don't be afraid. Embrace colors. You can have so much fun with colors. If you apply something and it's too bright, that just means you put on too much. Just soften it a little bit. I was laughing because I got dressed in the dark this morning. We have no power. And then, when I first got here, I was like, oh my God, my makeup. And I said, no, because this is real life. This is real world. It happens. You can, our power company is PG&E, and they had this planned outage for the day. And, normally when they say they're going to do something, they don't do it. Well, this morning they woke us all up with dead silence. All the clocks went off. So I get to go home and reset clocks. But the thing that's most important is to be comfortable in who you are. So if you like colors, apply those colors. If you want a softer look, just apply them a little lighter. And because if you feel good, you look good. You can't help yourself. So that's my helpful tip for, senior females. And I've noticed that a lot of guys are wearing eyeliners now.
Oh, really?
Yes, even I was at the doctor's office and he had eyeliner on with lime green, fingernail polish with, one black on each hand. I told him, I said, oh, you're embracing your color. And he goes, I love lime green.
Well, I have seen a lot of younger, young men, I would say. Yeah. They wear a lot of nail polish nowadays. Yeah. And men as well, I've seen also. But there's a lot of younger men. And I'm like, that's just how it is. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, the doctor, I think he was probably in his, early 30s. But, he was very comfortable. And I was like, well, if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. So don't be afraid of bright, bold colors, because I promise you, when you look good, you will feel good. Gloria Webb Williams, Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural.
Thank you so much for that tip. We always need some kind of reminder, right? Because a lot of people, they have that imposter syndrome where they think they can't do it. Oh, shall I do it? Shall I not do it? What are people going to think of me?
Yeah, what are people going to say about me?
Right.
Don't care. When you get into your 50s and 60s, you shouldn't care what people say about you anyway.
Exactly. Well, my name is Rosetta Chow, and I am your health coach, educator. And today I'm going to be talking about something that's very appropriate. We were talking about Wendy, who has dementia. Yes. I'm talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. And do you know the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia?
Well, when my mom was diagnosed with dementia, they said dementia / early onset Alzheimer's. Okay. They said that dementia is the doorway into Alzheimer's for some people. Right. And my mom happened to be one of them.
Okay. That's a good way to put it. So another way is Alzheimer's is an umbrella term, and dementia is a portion
Right,
of Alzheimer's.
specific.
It's underneath the umbrella term Alzheimer's. There's different kinds of dementia is one of them. There's different kinds of Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is the umbrella. So just think of umbrella, and underneath the umbrella, there's different what's the word I'm trying to say?
Well, there's just different categories.
Different categories
sections.
of dementia
Yes.
of Alzheimer's,
Yes.
and it's Alzheimer's, not Alzheimer's, as a lot of people say.
Yes.
So what I want to say is that our brain is made up of fat, 60% fat. So we are fat heads.
Yes.
So what do we need to do to prevent or delay the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia is to feed our brain with healthy anti-inflammatory foods.
Yes.
It's very important that we feed our brain with those good fats.
Yes.
Back in the 80s, nobody wanted to eat fat. They wanted everything fat-free.
Yes.
No, if you eat the good fats, then it's going to help your brain, which is why a lot of people say eat fish,
Yes.
which is very good for the brain. And there's lots of other foods like avocado is really great because it has the good fats, monounsaturated fats. What else? Walnuts.
Yes.
We have olive oil is very good. Avocado oil. Make sure that you're eating the good oils, not those vegetable oils that are
Yes.
highly processed.
Right.
Vegetable oil, canola oil, safflower oil, palm oil, all those are very highly processed. What we want to do is feed our brain, the chemicals in our brain, the correct foods,
Yes.
so that we can prevent or reduce the onset of Alzheimer's. And I
Yes.
always say, because we're talking about children, parents, if you're watching, start your kids off at an early age,
Yes.
as much as you can, by feeding them good foods, anti-inflammatory foods, your fruits, your veggies,
Yes.
just good fats. Peanut butter has great fats, organic peanut butter.
Yes.
Just avocados, high in fiber as well.
Yes.
There's two kinds of fatty acids and omegas, which what they're called. There's EPH and DHA. EPA is for the heart, DHA is for the brain.
Yes.
So children, as young as possible, if you don't eat a lot of foods with high fats or fish, get omegas that are high in DHA.
There you go.
So remember that, everyone, to prevent or avoid early onset of Alzheimer's or dementia, get your fats in.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Rosetta Chow, your certified health coach. Your health matters.
Thank you. Wonderful. 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 As I continue to go through life, I'm constantly hearing the words, real food, organic foods will give us everything that we all need. And we just have to do the due diligence because the marketplace is full of crap. And we have to be able to isolate, is this good for me or is this not good for me?
Which is why Wendy, they said that the alcohol
Yes.
is the cause of her dementia,
Yeah.
because alcohol is very inflammatory to the brain. It is not something that's healthy.
And unfortunately, when you're depressed, alcohol is just one of the tools to lessen the pain.
Yeah, to dull the pain.
Yeah, to dull the pain. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another chat. We want you to know that we feel the love in this room. We send it back to you, bubbling over, because we're so grateful you take the time to hang out with us.
Yes, we do. Thank you. And just a little reminder again, if you liked this chat, we'd love for you to hit that thumb icon. Please consider subscribing to our channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. We love doing these chats and we'd like to keep doing them. And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye.
Take care.